Hello everyone, welcome back to another new video. Today I will be showing you another brilliant chess puzzle where white can win with a mating attack in a position with only heavy pieces. In the following position, black is up 2 pawns and is about to take out white's c6 pawn on the next move. Although starting an attack with rooks along the 8th and 7th ranks looks very tempting, black's c7 pawn will be able to successfully neutralize white's initiative in the position. It seems that white has nothing better, but it turns out that black's seemingly safe king is actually an illusion, because white can force open the 7th rank with the brilliant move queen takes f6. After pawn takes queen rook to d8 check king to g7, rook to d7 now comes with check, forcing king to h6, and white can then continue with rook to h8. Setting up a mating net behind black's king with the immediate threat of rook takes h7 followed by pawn to h4. If black now plays rook takes e6, white can play rook takes h7 check king to g5 pawn to h4 check, forcing black to give up the queen, and due to the threat of pawn to f4 mate, white can win black's a pawn as well with an easily winning endgame a rook up. If black plays pawn to g5, white can just play rook h takes h7 check king to g6 rook d to g7 mate, and if black plays king to g5, white will win black's queen and rook both for a few pawns within the next 5 moves. Therefore, black plays pawn to f4, and it seems that this might save the game by opening up the f5 square for black's king. However, none of this matters because white can play the second brilliant move pawn to h4, preventing king to g5 and threatening rook takes h7 mate. Since white's king is currently safe from all checks, and king to h5 is still met by rook takes h7 checkmate thanks to white's pawn on f3, black is forced to play pawn to g5. Now, if white takes the h7 pawn with the rook on d7, white will only have perpetual since black's king has 3 different ranks of open space, and any attempt to promote the e-pawn is met by rook to e6. White must again take on h7 with the h8 rook, and after king to g6, white will need to play pawn to g4 to take control of f5. Now the result of the game is clear, as after pawn to f5 by black, white can play the final key move of the attack with rook d to f7, completely trapping black's king. Since f takes g4 is just met by pawn to h5 mate, black can only try the move g takes h4, and after pawn takes f5 check king to g5 rook h to g7 check, king to h6 is met by rook to g6 check and rook to h7 mate, while king to h5 is also met by rook to g6, and black has no way to prevent the threat of rook to h7 checkmate sooner or later. A very good example of how to use 2 rooks in a mating attack. If you want to see more brilliant chess puzzles like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.